Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2018 Purge TV series on the USA Network. This show is awesome. 10 episodes long. I've said this numerous times, I'm a massive fan of the Purge franchise. Very first film came out in 2013. James DeMonico is the brain behind this franchise, because it's a franchise at this point. There's 4 films, 1 TV show that was just renewed for a second season, which comes out next year. There's so much to do with this series. It's amazing. They can make Purge movies for as long as time is around because the Purge is a countrywide US thing, right? It's our right as an American from the new Founding Fathers, formed in 2014. So they can always do a different Purge in a different city, a different timeline. You know, I actually wrote down the timeline. We're going to go over the timeline because it's astounding how much work has gone into this just as a simple 2013 horror movie. This went from a horror movie into this amazing, amazing franchise. And let's talk about the TV series first, and then we'll talk about the timeline. So the series starts... Wait, let me just look at my sheet. Purge TV series 2018. March 21st, 2027. That is when the annual Purge is in the TV series. So it is 10 years after the very first Purge started as the test Purge in Staten Island. So March 21st, 2027, 7 p.m., the sirens went off, which is my ringtone, and it wakes me up as my alarm as well. It's a great thing to wake up to. We have many characters interacting with each other who then come together at the end. I don't know exactly what city this is. It's in some major city, and then there's suburbs outside of the city. We have brother and sister Miguel and Penelope. We have, who was that financial? Janice? No, it wasn't Janice. Janice? Jan? There's so many characters and so many names, and I feel like an idiot right now. I can't remember. We have a Baldwin brother playing David. We have this couple, Rick and Jen, who have a relationship with this girl Lila, who's a rich girl whose parents invited Rick and Jen to a Purge party for the NFFA, the New Founding Fathers of America. But Rick and Jen have had threesomes in the past with Lila, and then there's a whole throuple love triangle thing going on, drama. But the cool, again, going into this a little bit further, there's a lot of backstory thrown in. There's flashbacks as to why these people are purging, why these people are in the situation that they're in because of past things from a year ago, from 2 years ago, etc., etc. There's this character named Joe, who's a union worker. Pause. We're getting a new roof. That's why you hear the banging. Unpause. Excuse me, play. Joe is down on his luck, and he doesn't have the balls to do anything, and he needs to make his dad proud, and he's purging because that says it right up against all the people who have done him wrong. And it turns out that all of the main characters are people that have done him wrong, quote unquote, according to him in the past. Like Penelope didn't hold the door, didn't say thank you when he held the door open for her once, so he sprayed her with this chemical, and he found her, you know, on Purge night. Then we have Pete the cop. Pete the cop is an awesome character. He runs a cantina, which is a safe zone for anyone who wants, you know, shelter during the Purge, during the storm. He was deemed untouchable during Blue Friday, which was an event during the early years of the Purge when dirty cops tried to do their own justice, but Pete and fellow cops wanted to uphold the law and have criminals face a trial, not just be slaughtered on Purge night. So the citizens at the time, this is 10 years ago when the Purge actually first started, the citizens at the time felt that Pete wasn't untouchable because he was a good cop, because he was a good guy. So then the police department fired him, and that way he has always been known, Pete the cop, Pete the ex-cop, who runs the cantina, who runs the safe zone. So yeah, Penelope turns out to be an ex-drug addict who was involved in a cult, who was going to sacrifice herself, but it turns out the cult leader was just paid by the NFFA to collect the disposable miscreant youth. Why spend money on rehab centers when you can just kill them off during the Purge? Fascinating. It's a fascinating mindset, the whole psychological aspect about overpopulation and resources. And it's horrifying and fascinating at the same time. Miguel is a Marine. Miguel and Penelope were around during 2017 as kids when the Purge was first as an experiment on Staten Island, and their parents were slaughtered in front of them in Staten Island, in the blocks, in the apartment complex that was the main hub of the Staten Island purging in 2017. So at the very end of the series, so it's 10 episodes long, who died where, and who slept with who when, and who owes who money, and all the awesome masks and costumes and weaponry and makeshift vests and armor, and they have this Purge carnival where they just slaughter people for games, and it's so creative. It's so creative. You have this character Henry who was involved with Penelope at one point, and Miguel winds up killing him, and it's just a really nice scene in the witch burning tent at this carnival. It's a lot of stuff happens in this series, and it's really cool seeing all of it come together. Like I said, James DeMonico is the creator behind this, but Jason Blum from Blumhouse does amazing horror films and amazing horror television. Michael Bay is a producer, Brad Fuller's a producer, James DeMonico, and whoever else I just mentioned, Jason Blum, are all producers as well. So this series is awesome. It didn't get as much recognition as it deserves, because it's very smart to have a Purge, 10 hours of Purge, come together in a 12-hour time frame. Awesome. You also have these matron saints, which are these women who go around the town saving other women who can't fight for themselves, and brand chauvinistic pigs with pig on their forehead. And it's such a kick-ass series. Really well done. The end of this series starts a year later. So Purge Night 2028, March 21st, 2028, with the surviving characters of where they are now and what they're going to do for this Purge. So it was nice seeing a Purge to Purge kind of a thing. So possibly season 2 will be the beginning of March 21st, 2028, from where we just left off with our characters. They really could do season 2 as a whole new story with all brand new characters and a brand new section of the U.S. for Purge. So we're going to go over the timeline. So the Purge timeline. I didn't write it down, but the Purge, the new founding fathers of America, right, the ones behind the Purge, they formed in 2014 after America's economic collapse, something to that extent. 2016, the concept of the Purge was created. 2017, the 28th Amendment in the United States Constitution was brought into effect by the NFFA, and the Staten Island Purge, as the experimental Purge, was 2017. So, in the movie, The First Purge, which came out in 2018, let's see if I can do this on the side. I'm just going to read it, and then I'm just going to show you. March 21st, 2017, which is when the first Purge actually happened, based off of the first Purge movie in 2018, the one that just came out in July. March 22nd, 2022 is when The Purge, the very first movie, the 2013 origin movie, The Purge, is, plot-wise, March 21st, 2022. March 21st, 2023 is when The Purge Anarchy happens, which was a movie that came out in 2014. March 21st, 2027, and March 21st, 2028 is when the Purge TV series happens. And then March 21st, 2040, all the way later, is when the Purge election year happens. So we get a lot of backstories of whose parents died when, and, who wants retaliation where. So the senator here in the Purge election year is very anti-Purge, and then that's when it's, declassified as a right. Her parents died back when the Purge actually happened. So then she had all this time to grow up and then become a senator and then abolish the Purge. Miguel and Penelope were kids 10 years prior when the very first Purge happened. They're the OMF kids in the Staten Island Purge when their parents died. So then they grew up and then they started a Purge. So I really like the whole kids watching parents dying to then form their own anger to then purge kind of a thing, to rectify their right to purge. Very well done. Very smart. I'll just talk like this from now on. Such an awesome series. I cannot wait for season 2 of the Purge TV series. I cannot wait for the 5th movie. I would love to see a purge in Hawaii. Hawaii is a state of America which is still qualified within the right to purge, right? I would love to see a battle royale near an active volcano and people just falling in the pits. That would be awesome. Awesome. James DeMonico, if you're listening, I need to be a part of this. I need to be a part of this Hawaiian purge. Which is interesting because when they announced the 4th movie was coming out, it was supposed to be called Purge Island, or the Purge the Island, because it was based on Staten Island. And I was very excited, and I was like, oh good, so people will be drowning in the water, kind of a thing. Like, there'll be battle royales on the beach. But there wasn't. It was just, apartment complexes and, suburbs of Staten Island. And I was like, alright, still a great concept. But I'm waiting. I am waiting for battle royales on the beaches in some state of America. Could even be Southern Cali for all I care. But I would really want to see an active volcano battle royale of Hawaii, of natives just tossing people right into the volcano as their own purge sacrifices. To purge and purify. It's just the end of the beginning. Purge and purify. Purge and purify. Purify my flesh. Right? The whole thing Penny said. It's great. Oh, so twisted. Watch The Purge. So much going on. So much going on. So little time. Mucho mahalo, guys.